Okay, we are recording. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Squirrel Channel.
So, event space, the fireplace will eventually be between those two lower windows. It's a phony baloney firehouse, so firemen would sit around and relax. So there'll be a couch in there, and like I said, eventually this fireplace. So those two lower windows are for staring out while you're contemplating the world. And the idea is to clean this stuff out here with lighting that shines from the ground up, and it becomes kind of a
Picturesque.
Perfect.
Lovely.
So
space.
we're tasked.
Creating space out here.
We're tasked with doing a little bit of arborist and removal of lower understory. This is sword fern, and we got some evergreen huckleberry. That bigger
There's one here.
bush
Oh,
there.
that one's still full of berries.
So those are native desirables.
Yeah.
The salmonberry is got a few leaves on it. It's coming out.
That's a witch hazel.
Whether it's witch hazel or hazelnut, yeah, I think the term is witch hazel. So to prune one of these, we just take the bigger diameter, taller out and leave the little smaller ones, as opposed to pruning it up here. So that'll be phase 2. Right here we have a fence that we built. We wanted to leave all this crap to screen until we got the fence built. Now it's built, the power company's been butchering these, and they sprout up. The snow load will not go through them. There's a bunch of this English ivy, which most people dread. It's not native to here, but the deer like it because it holds its leaves during the winter. They browse on it. The birds like the seeds that stay throughout the winter as well. So Jenna likes it because you can actually make compost out of the leaf material and biochar out of the thicker woody vines. You can see it wrapping on these trees. Well, when we take some down, they can be, this big around. The viney part, kind of growing like this. Those cut into firewood can be peeled off and chucked aside and made into biochar. So we're going to demonstrate the DR Power Wagon, which in the world of logging you refer to it as a forwarder. In other words, this goat trail is inaccessible, so rather than dragging or whatever other technique you wanted to get from here to where you're going, you're using a four-wheel drive type, low impact, accessing areas, and we intend to demonstrate that use. But I guess right now we're going to demonstrate the
pole pruner,
telescopicing chainsaw. I don't know, pole pruners are commonly a string and a clipper.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to continue to butcher these and, not climb up and do anything pretty, but like I said, we just want the snow to go through them rather than load up on it, fall over, break off, pull the roots. Jenna, come on down
Okay.
here. So here we have another witch hazel. This kind of looks like it could be a cherry, and it has some issues as well. So we're going to demonstrate what we're trying to do is keep these alive as long as they want to stay around, but continue to, I think the term pollarding is pruning tree trunks up high so that they resprout and stay healthy without going to the sky or getting too bushy. So.
Thank you.
Isn't this a wonderful example of how does this stuff get out of hand?
Ivy does. However, the plant itself, with all of these leaves, respirates this growth, and there is medicinal value to it. It helps with the respiratory.
Well, and I've heard healing wounds for a poultice.
Chlorophyll.
That needs to be mentioned as well. You know, readily available. Pack the foliage onto an open cut, I believe, is another one of the uses.
I like the smell now.
And here we have the
It's everywhere.
out of batteries.
No, I just said it's everywhere.
Here we have, this is really good for employment. People don't like tangling with these
Blackberry.
Himalayan blackberries, and since we don't mind it too bad, it's advantageous to have them around in both the dead vine form and the almost dead and the new growth.
You think it is an advantage?
Well, I think people pay money to tackle these because people can't quite face all of those stickers and thorns and throw a few hornets' nests into the mix. I don't want to go in the woods. I might be hurt. I think I'll stay and watch television. Increases the value of, you know, we'd love to go do that.
Sure.
So we're going to demonstrate the whole flip. And I think you're going to be back here.
Oh, yeah, so it doesn't land on my head. Yeah. by growing cedars to just trim out their view, which was inaccessible other than through this tool.
Okay, so this is just a demonstration video, and we're going to try and rush things along. So you can see the kind of mess that can easily be created.
Sure.
Now we're going to try and demonstrate the DR and how we clean up the messes.
Right. So I have my pruners and I have my loppers. Brian's going to get the DR. And we're going to load her up. Right? Okay, that's the direction. So it's like a power wheelbarrow. Theoretically, I could be doing that, but I'm holding the camera right now. We have shown in other videos a frame. This bucket you could remove. Brian built a wider frame with sideboard so we could really load it up. But cleaning up the mess, this is a great tool, so versatile. It could go on a ramp in the back of a pickup, moving heavy things, soil, concrete, logs.
Okay, hopefully this doesn't seem too ridiculous. Still MS 170. Cheap, inexpensive.
Good pair of leather gloves, leather coated denim. Got his wool pants on. They stay warm when they're wet. Your dress, it's kind of like having a little shelter on your body. So dress appropriately. and make it look good. But I had taken probably that amount of ivy. I took all the leaves, put them in a food processor, so it got chopped up, probably about 10 handfuls to a liter of boiling water. I did a decoction, so boiling water went on the leaves and it sat. Drained it, and that went in the bath. And with herbal baths, that's the ratio.
I like put the wood on this side and cut with the top of the blade. What do you think, Jenna? We gave him a go-round.
A decent demonstration.
So basically, what I was trying to say is if you dial it all in, you got your wood coming in, it's up against your thigh, and you're backblading the cut. When you're trying to cut with this side, the wood will pull into these dogs and just kind of stop up the whole process. It jumps around. So I just wanted to demonstrate that. You set this up, you leave this little void here because your last piece is going to be 5 feet long. You put 2 of it in there and you can cut right down in here. You don't want to cut this tub, and that's basically an example of the processing of what is considered of no value, but of course we're taking it to the biochar processing area. If we dry it, then we're going to demonstrate later, we're going to process it into biochar after it's seasoned and try and create some value out of what normally is just a laborious, and all you get is some smoke and some ashes and no benefit. So if Niki Raapana is trying to figure out as an example to other people, we want to go out and do this ahead of time, whereas the whole world said, why would you want to do that? We're comfortable and living in the lap of luxury. And she's trying to say, well, no, I don't want the tentacles attached to everything I do. I'm going to go out and demonstrate how one can exist in what will be the new normal. In other words, America was set up as the land of milk and honey after World War II. Everything my parents' generation touched turned to gold. Now I'm digging a ditch when I'm 18, pondering this dilemma, but now at my age, I'm looking at others and they're all saying, are we going to live under a tarp in a ditch? Well, that might have something to do with this work is out there. You want to go work at Microsoft or take your stimulus check every month, there might be somebody that's saying this is a serious wildfire hazard and I'm going to pay you, trade you, I'll make some sort of contract with you where you can do this for me. Nobody else wants to. And rather than just a expenditure of time and money, there's the biochar aspect of this whole thing, a valuable commodity that could be the end product. But thus far, that looks like a lot of work cut into my football television watching and other blathering. Why people are homeless, they don't have jobs. Nobody can put that equation together and say, well, maybe we are really all in this together and we ought to, as rich people, be looking at these marginally successful, poorer people that aren't drug addicts and degenerates and criminals and say, maybe there's a place for you in this equation, because when it all goes to the toilet bowl, I'm going to be living amongst people that have no future, their generations behind them are going to be thinking the same thing. My parents starved to death. Why would I want to pursue a rural existence? I'm headed for the smart city. That's where the easy money is. Get a corporate job.
Right. Because basically, seeds, soil, and the sunshine is what we depend on for nutrient, for food, for activities, for culture. That's what it all boils down to. And this contributes to soil.
I'm satisfied.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Hope
Hey,
you
did you turn
learned
it off?
something. No, I haven't.
Let me see it.
Oh.
Let me show off Jenna's outfit.
Okay.
So when you're seeing me floundering normally without the camera, Jenna is processing with her snippers
Right.
and, sending me bundles, and it becomes, I can
More
do
pleasant.
I can do 6 things at once. We're up against this fence, so our system was a little bit haywire, but
But that's because we had you with us. Thank you for joining us. It was very nice. Beautiful day. Thanks for watching.